What's up, my dudes? So I'm going way old school here, bro. We're playing some MX versus ATV Unleashed, and I just wanted to let you guys know that I actually started a Let's Play on 7 Days to Die, which is my favorite crafting survival game of all time, but I actually had to re-upload the video, so I'm just letting you guys know about it in case it didn't show up for some of you guys out there. So I will leave a link to that video in the description and in the comment section. So definitely go check that out. But yeah, dog, this is MX vs. ATV Unleashed. Came out in 2005, if I'm not mistaken, and most of you dudes probably weren't even born around that time. Don't you just love it when old farts say that? Oh, wow. I never thought I would be the kind of person to say that, but, you know, guess I'm getting old now. Damn, dog, I'm already 21. 21. But, yeah, dude, whenever I first got back into this game right here, I was like, you ever listen to an old song and it feels like you literally stepped into a time machine and it took you back exactly to the vibe of the feeling of an older time? Well, when I first got into this game right here, and this is the first map that I got on because it's the first track that you can actually go to free ride wise, which is kind of crazy that it's Oasis, and my very first custom track that I ever put on YouTube is an Oasis track, but that was a weird little correlation there, but kind of cool. And I was like, whoa, dude, like it actually felt like it was warping me back to 2005. Like, it felt like I was living in that time period again. It's so crazy when things can do that. I know music does it really well. Like, there's a lot of stuff like Drake, Nothing Was the Same, you know. I don't know why they've been lying, but your shit is not that inspiring. Like, that song takes me back to an exact night. Like, not even necessarily, well, I mean, kind of a time period too, but it takes me back to a night. And I relive that night through my mind when I hear that song. Like, one time when I was at a party back in high school, like one of the biggest ones I went to, that was a song that was like the new song at the time, and it was cool, and, you know, stuff like that you just remember, and like, little bad bitches, I'm a fucking problem. You know, those kind of songs, like, it takes me back to that time zone. And so that's what's so cool about it. Like, any sort of media or anything like that can take you back, and that's one thing I noticed about this game. But I didn't even really play this game back in the day. You know, it's not like I'm reminiscing what I used to experience. It's I didn't even get into motocross until I was 14, which that was in like 2010, 2011, somewhere around there. But I do remember these games back in the day, because if you're a kid and if you were a boy back in 2004 or 5, like, you probably played one of these games, even if you weren't really into motocross, just because it had four-wheelers and, you know, the whole 9 yards in it. So I do remember the game, and I remember my cousin, like, flying on the airplanes and stuff. I think he was actually playing MX Unleashed, not MX versus ATV Unleashed, which came out a year before this, if I'm not mistaken. And I do actually have that game as well, so I'm going to be doing some gameplay on that too. But yeah, so I did all of that, and, like, you know, it's kind of like my mind is like, oh, so this is what everybody was playing back in the 2005 days, all the people that were really into motocross. You know, as of the latest I really remember was Reflex, because that's when I actually was into motocross. Like, after Reflex had been out for 2 or 3 years, that's the first game that I really played of, you know, a motocross game. Oh, we're coming up short. So it was crazy just seeing all the advancements that they made. Like, going back to a game like this, whenever you compare, like, this game, like Unleashed to Untamed, that was one hell of an advancement on graphics, on physics, on, like, skill gap of the game. And when you look at how much of an advancement from Untamed to Reflex, oh my god. Like, dude, it's such an advancement of graphics and the physics side of it and skill gap. It just, like, kept advancing in these crazy big gaps. And it seemed like whenever you went from Reflex to Alive, it's as if it just didn't really move forward hardly at all. As a matter of fact, it almost seemed as if it was going backwards. And then whenever they went from Alive to Supercross and Encore, now they're going the opposite direction. Like, what the fuck? You know, this is why I get so upset about some of these newer arcade motocross games, and I just can't. People that try to defend it, they need to come back and see the advancements they used to make in these games. You know, like, go play Unleashed, then go play Untamed, see how different those are, then go play, you know, Reflex after you've played Untamed, and see how different those are, and then go play Alive after you've played Reflex, and you'll laugh at it. You'll be like, oh, wow, that's hilarious. Reflex is actually way more skill gap than Alive, but yeah, man, these old games, there's just something about them. So I'm going to be going through and doing a lot of videos on this game and the MX, just straight up MX Unleashed. I am still trying to kind of learn the game a little bit, trying to get used to this, you know, one stick riding only. I feel like the whips are pretty fun in this game. They're actually a little more fun than I thought, but this is going further back than I even thought. Like, the graphics of the game and stuff, they're really basic. And, like, you know, there's not hardly any ruts on the track of any sort. It's as if the game, like, you couldn't even have ruts and stuff on it. You know, it's going way back here. Like, I was thinking it wouldn't have been that big of a difference between Untamed and this game, but it really is, bro. Like, it's a crazy difference. So let's see. Whoops, I'm still trying to learn the whips here a little bit, but yeah, it's like the whips are just kind of, they feel more free-flowing. The Untamed whips, you have to hold a button down, and they're a little bit different than this, but this one, it's more like you just kind of free-flow off the jump faces. But, like, just the rhythm sections in the corners and stuff in Untamed is, like, such an advancement from this game. You know, it's as if this is, like, this was made like 100 years ago. That's what it feels like, you know, compared to some of the newer ones. Like, could you imagine if they kept that sort of advancement with Alive that they did with these other games after Reflex? Could you imagine? Alive would have basically been like a simulator with a little bit of arcade in it if they would have kept with that advancement, you know? Would have been like an arcade simulator hybrid is basically what it would have been at that point. But yeah, back in these days, you had the speedometer, you had all that kind of stuff going on. So I'm still trying to learn the physics of it a little bit, like as far as like going fast on a track. Like, do you actually really save time by going all the way around the outside, or is it not really that big of a deal? Am I in water right now? I can't really tell. There's no splash effect at all. Oh, that's hilarious. But yeah, man, I'm still trying to learn some stuff here, so got to bear with me just a little bit. But dude, this is crazy though. Like, it's actually a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. It truthfully is. Oh, we're coming up short. Can I stop doing that, please? I don't know any of these tracks, so you got to bear with me a little bit on that side of it. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing on some of these bigger jumps and stuff on this. Whoa. But yeah, man, just trying to hit some different jumps. Looks like there's a lot of sections where it's a little bit more flat, just kind of standard, you know, little bitty jumps like this. And then you got your bigger dune style. There's so many different biome vibes in this game. This is going back to where you got the cool shit that they used to put in games. It's not the standard, like, oh, we don't want to put a fantasy track in our motocross game. You know, that's kind of how they are nowadays, and I fucking hate that. It's from everyone getting all pissed off and like, oh, it's supposed to be a motocross game. You know, we just want it to be exactly like Redbud. All the tracks, exactly like Redbud. That's all we want, bro. It's like, good God. You know, like, it's okay for them to have some fantasy tracks in a game, dude. It ain't that big of a deal. Oh, yeah, baby. Jump right over that. Walk over a gap. Oh, shit. I don't know what this little path is right here. Is this a motocross track? Surely not. Seems way too flat for a motocross track. Almost seems like it's maybe it's just a part of the free ride track, or it's like a waypoint track or something. Yeah, I'm not really sure on that. But you see, this is back in the days when you actually had to unlock like every little thing, and you can't see what you haven't unlocked yet. So there's like gear and shit that I don't even know because I haven't unlocked it yet. I've got like the basic default. I look like such a scrub with this default gear, and like I don't even know how like what you got to do to unlock certain bikes, but I'll get it figured out. I'm going through the campaign right now. We're ripping that shit up on some championship. So yeah, man. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Just reminding you that 7 Days to Die Let's Play, the episode 1. I posted that on my channel yesterday, and like I said, it's a re-upload because I had a problem with the original upload, so I don't know how that works. Like, does it still show up in people's sub boxes, or like, does it kind of get goofy like that? I know the views are kind of skewed on it a little bit, so either way, it's a really awesome game, and I think no matter if you're a motocross fan or just a gaming fan in general, it's a pretty interesting game and let's play to watch because it's randomly generated worlds. You're seeing something different every time you go in there and play the game, and I'm going to be doing a lot of let's plays on it. So yeah, just check out the description in the comment section, and I will leave a link to that video. But either way, I appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.